The countdown's not over, but the song is. So here we go. Welcome to the fun and uglies. They are repugnant. Deviate Fish Poetrix, welcome aboard. Happy Saturday to you guys. Good to have you aboard. I'm not sure if I want to start my first Stellaris game with a blorg. I mean, they like everyone, but nobody likes them. It's so sad. It is so sad. I increased the user interface scale so that you guys oh come on. That you guys can see all the things. I had it higher than 1.2, but that looked super blurry for me. So 1.2 is as high as I go. It's an experimental feature. I would go random. Because we could be the repugnant, if maybe likable, but very smelly fungal crowds of the blorg. Then you can see this is a Paradox game because it has 85 DLC that I do not own. Yeah, random is the way to go because I have a hard time picking between all these awesome options, especially since they have the Mass Effect guys and the other fungal people who really are not into sex or politics and war. So they're kind of awesome. Just the sex part is just, you know, personal choice. So we're going to look at Stellaris today. I'll spend as much time as it needs, which could be the whole evening or not. I noticed on the video yesterday, the video from yesterday, that my microphone was super loud and it was 6 steps too much. And today I'm 6 steps back to what it formerly was. So I hope it's still going to be a bit boomy because, you know, my studio is not yet perfect, but that was something I was not happy with yesterday. Sounds fine. Yeah, I always say that. Nah, I'm glad to hear it. Thank you. So let's go. Randomize. Randomize. No, that's enemies. Advanced AI start. No. What? 2? This game is not eligible for achievements. Why the hell not? Just because I click random here? I want to have achievements. Hey, Sabaton, welcome. Yeah, I wrote it on the Discord already. I saw it yesterday. You know, let's see. We go back here. Random. Select. Reset to default. I don't know which setting it is. Something that makes it easier for me, I guess. But going up with the difficulty is... weird. I'm gonna go back to default. I don't care about achievements that much. So there are gonna be 9 AI empires, 2 of which are advanced starting. Why would I want that advanced starting as a default? To make it more realistic, as in they're not all the same. Okay, well, you know what? We're just gonna roll with the standard, plus a random thingy. You blame Xbox for the achievements? Yes. Same. But Sabaton, that is awesome news, right? I'm looking forward to it. It's just a few more days before we can go Falconer, Blade Master, and Marksman. Oh, that's gonna be fun. I will probably play some more Last Epoch tonight. My shaman is going well. But for now, I'm curious about this one. Oh, it has a lot of, you know, as to be expected, a lot of numbers and user interface bits that are very, very, very tiny. This is the upscaled version. Well, what kind of, do they make it for the mobile device or what? I like the music though. We are Irsch na Liper, of the Protective Evolutionary Assembly, which is a moral democracy. Oh my god. We're gonna teach the others ethics. Fanatic egalitarian, we must have democratic government, and we can have utopia. Aww. They will die soon. They are a pacifist race. They cannot use unrestricted wars policy. They cannot engage in indiscriminate orbital bombardment. Ooh. Empire sprawl from population minus 15%. Stability plus 5. Okay. So if I let them starve, they will not complain that much. So we have ethics and civics. We have a general agenda. We have I'm a male of the species, skill level 2 of 5, age 39, charismatic reformer. So I will introduce nationalism, and then we kill everybody and commit genocide. Wait, what? No, we don't. The physical appearance and customs of this species are considered offensive to most others. What? Just because we're peaceful? Time is fleeting for this species. What they lack in longevity, they have to make up in other ways. Leader lifespan minus 10 years. Population housing usage minus 10%. They are highly communal and quite used to living in close proximity. Okay, bunk beds. My morals, my rules. They are extremely adaptive. Okay. And they prefer Arctic environments. Would you look at that? So the colder the better. To Arctic, tundra, alpine, and that's it. The others get plus 20%, but 80% for Arctic. I want to be on top. No, I want to be on top. Prosperous unification is the origin story of the species. A stable planetary unification has allowed this civilization to prosper and grow. We should, try that here on Earth. Start the game with an additional 4 population, which they are calling POPs here. And with an additional 2 districts. They shouldn't have called them POPs. Calling them population in a game with that much text is completely fine. But hey, we're hip and we're calling them POPs. 2 additional districts. In the eon since the first primitive Velutarian communities took shape on the snowfields and ice caves of Velutaria Prime, our civilization has spread and prospered. As we advanced through the technological ages, we also matured as a species. The violent and base impulses we inherited from our ancestors were done away with, and a global government was formed on the principles of awesomeness, also known as peaceful coexistence. Now, after the discovery of the Hyperlane network, the finest minds of the Protective Evolutionary Assembly have finished development of the first hyperdrives. The stars themselves are finally within our grasp. That's pretty awesome. Begin.
Peace be with you, Prime Minister. I am Veer, a prototype synthetic intelligence. My task will be to assist and advise you as we venture beyond the safety of our homeworld for the first time in history.
Ooh, exciting. Tell me everything. Tutorial missions and descriptions of the interface as you explore the game's mechanics. No, tips only, huh? I don't want tutorial missions. No.
Very well. I will provide tips, explaining only basic functions and tools as you explore them.
Yay, good to know, Veer. Veer with the weird voice. So, this is our
The government
government.
screen presents us with information regarding our empire and its government. Here we can see our ruler and any related effects.
That is me. I'm the boss. A separate tab gives information on the demographics of our empire. I hate that he only reads half of it. I hate that already. Either he reads it or he doesn't. Because if he reads it, I'm just looking at other things because I think he's reading that because it's linked to his picture. Duh. So the government, if I click this away now, does he come back? Yes, but he doesn't read it again. Oh, I like that. Okay, cool. The next election, I mean, if you know it, you know you have to check both things, but hate is a strong word. I dislike it. Monthly unity plus 10% because I'm a reformer. And I'm charismatic. That's why edicts cost 10% less and duration of the edict is longer. I have 103 diplomatic weight. Fleet power, pops, economy and technology together generates diplomatic weight, which represents how influential an empire is within the galactic community and is used as their voting power when supporting or voting on resolutions. I see myself on Babylon 5 very soon going against Jakar and friends. One of the guys you always see in the in the voting they do, the discussions, and they never get a say in anything. They just are there and die by the millions. Skill level 2 is represented here by Roman number 2. Okay, cool. Top. You can see it, right? The supporter bar will cover it up, maybe. I'll just move it below. And Team for Fun can spin above Veer. Yay, there you go. This should be okay. Let me know if my overlays cover up too much of the screen. Especially the weird overlay with the nose and the beard and the whatnot. And we have energy credits. We have minerals. We have food. We have consumer goods. We have alloys. We have influence. Not much though. 100 plus 3. You can store influence. We have unity. Research. 3 different types. Physics, society, engineering. Volatile modes, exotic gases. So this is rare stuff. Nanites. Dark matter. And something called Zro. As well as living metal. Empire sprawl is a measure of the territorial expanse of your empire in the form of controlled systems, colonies, and districts. A high empire sprawl is a strain on your empire's administrative capacity and will increase the cost of tech, trade, lead, edict, campaigns. Lots of important things will get super expensive if we expand too quickly. If we're spread out too far. Envoys. Certain civics, buildings, federation, and so on, building can give you additional envoys. Envoys can be sent to other empires for diplomatic tasks, to represent you in the galactic community or to maintain your federation. Yash Nafebor is our available envoy and has no assignment yet. Our empire has a population of 32. See, it says population here, so. Starbase capacity. We can effectively support a total of 3 upgraded starbases. Outposts do not count toward this cap. Exceeding your starbase capacity will cause your starbases to have an increased upkeep cost. Okay, you can go above. Starbase capacity is increased by your number of population and own system. And also by certain tech and traditions. Okay. The naval capacity, of course, because we're in space, it's called naval. Space Navy. Or boats in space. We can effectively support a number of ships equal to 20 units worth of fleet size. That. Ah, okay. Yeah, okay. So a different class of ship counts as 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 or 20 units of fleet size, like a Juggernaut or a Titan or a Colossus, which are major, badass, huge ships. Exceeding the capacity will cause your ships to have an increased upkeep. Okay, that works like the star basis. So you have to keep an eye on that. There's a pause button. Relations, modifiers.
The Demographics tab tracks the makeup and spread of our empire's populace.
It also shows dominant traits among our population, as well as modifiers to productivity and happiness, among other things. Like coffee that is not yet cold. I'm gonna try a different approach to learning the game, which is not to go through all the things and then try all the things, but I'll try to really understand single bits and look at them as long as it takes until I understand them.
The species screen lists all types of nominally intelligent beings we have encountered. We can toggle species to display only citizens of our empire or all known denizens of the galaxy.
We can access tech. We can access and technology permitting. Oh, modify the traits of species. Uplift pre-sapient creatures. But the Prime Directive. And set default rights for all our population or set rights per species. No. Okay. Right, I go back here. Species view. That's homeward view. The Otethi. They don't have a home planet. What? How can they not have a home planet? So we know that the Otethi are somewhere. And they don't have a home planet. Oh, look at that. It has weather. Oh, isn't that pretty? The zoom stages are a bit funky. This is our homeworld, which is Arctic. Okay. Interesting position for an Arctic planet. What's this? I can navigate with WASD. The camera is WASD. Very good. What's all this? That's a space station. You can rotate the camera by holding down the right mouse button and move the mouse. Construction.
This is our construction ship, which is used to construct space stations. When an astronomical object, such as a planet, has been surveyed, we can order this ship to build a research station or a mining station to exploit any resources it may have.
If we talk civilization, this is our builder. It has a lot of options. Starbase, mining station, research station, observation post, fleet stance, evasive, megastructures, not yet researched. It has also 3 stats, hull points, armor and shields. You can give it orders. So this represents
Military
units.
fleets are used to protect our emerging empire from threats, or to expand our glorious rule through force of arms, if we so wish.
You can increase your navy size from 20 to more by researching tech, owning additional pops, Confusing. Owning Pops. Is Pops something else than I thought it would be? If they are not consistent with the words, I'll be grumpy. Right, the outliner. It outlines our sectors, our owned planets, Valutaria Prime. Right click to go to. Cool. Then we see our shipyards.
This is our system's starbase. These upgradable stations mark star system ownership and are most often tasked with producing all types of ships.
Modules and buildings here and here. You can manage trade routes at your starbase as well. A Fonpla class starport. Armaments and core components plus utilities, and this is a free slot. You can downgrade it into an outpost. For example, if you want to focus starport power on the outer rim of your empire. I would say. Upgrading costs 500 alloys and 720 time. Here are the trade routes. The buildings are crew quarters currently. And 3 unlockable building slots and 4 unlockable module slots. It has defense that you can increase by building defense platforms. Or not. Okay. I would like to have a message because I don't have enough alloy. Has a shipyard with the 3 ships in. The Vi tracks. Oh, this is where I build new ones.
This is our science ship, which is used to survey astronomical objects such as planets in a star system. A planet needs to be surveyed in order to make its resources visible.
Makes sense. Our home system is surveyed. When you have the science ship selected, open the galaxy map, right click on the neighboring star system and click survey. That's a daunting task already. With the ship selected, I'll press M. Ah! Yeah, the zoom could be smoother or slower. The ambient sound was too loud, it was droning. You have decent settings, but that's one that is lacking. Unknown, that's why I'm clicking on it. Right.
A research station built in orbit of a planetary body will gather its physics, engineering and society research data.
Here, Physics, engineering, society research data can be gathered by building research stations in orbit of planetary bodies. So depending on what kind of planetary body that is. So this one's currently gathering 3 engineering from Fendir. That's what it's orbiting, right? Fendir Research Station. Okay. Open the galaxy map. Wait. Could use this? No, it doesn't have a galaxy map. Go to search galaxy map. Right click on a star neighboring our home system. Explore, survey. The right clicking is what I didn't do. Okay, cool. So that worked. Now our assigned ship is gonna go to yeah, scope's a thing in this game, huh? Sorry, this just is very jumpy. Okay, so our assigned ship taken care of. Then we have our construction ship. The Velutaria station. That's our starbase again. That's the starbase symbol. A corvette. Ah, that's our fleet. That's our fleet. Orbital bombardment, attacking target, assign a leader.
The Leaders tab lets us hire, dismiss, and assign idle governors, scientists, admirals, and generals.
We need an admiral for our fleet. So, for 200 energy credits. Not yet. We don't. A trickster. So we do that later. Right, this is a mining station.
Mining stations are used to extract the minerals and strategic resources of the object they orbit.
The tooltips are good. The tooltips are really good. So for example, energy credits, I need more for an admiral, so I hover over any explanation for credits that I can find, and then I see 3 ways to gain more. Selling resources on the market, using a construction ship to build mining station around energy-rich planets or stars, building generator districts on the surface of colonized planets. Sweet. That is good. That is really good. That's a base principle for this game that I really needed to know. The mining station as such can be disbanded, deselected. I can see how many defense points it has. Interesting. And if I click on the mining ship and this symbol of our empire, I go back to the empire screen. Or government screen. Okay. So that has multiple access points. Right. So far, so good. Science ship has a task. Construction ship, not yet. Let's see. We have research we could... There's energy. There's minerals to get. So currently, we are harvesting minerals. If you are accessing the resource, it's displayed in green. We have access to this and this. We get +5. From that station. Oh, we have more here. There's another station here. That's the 10. Then 20 from the base and 25 from jobs. Get another 5 energy credits Here. There's another mining station. It's a busy system already, huh? And then we have the outlying unknown, which later on will be marked with the name of the neighboring system, I guess. The asteroid is uninhabitable. A larger asteroid or planetoid standing out in the defense cluster of smaller bodies. Sorry, poking around my eye. Has resources that we are gathering. So, oh, frozen. A gas giant. With a toxic world. See, that is a huge... can we get a list of planetary bodies? These look interesting. Species, claims, factions, tech. Planets and sectors.
The planets and sectors screen provides an overview of all our colonized worlds, their POPs, and their resource output. As our empire grows, it can be organized into sectors, which are helpful for administering larger empires. Sectors can be automated here, and if they are automated, they can be given a specialization and resources to enable planets within them to construct their own buildings.
Automated. Ah, I see. Create vassal states. Possible you can sort them. Income. Okay. Not what I needed. Physics research. Oh, you have got 3 different research areas. Of course, you get 3 different. Down behind me, we have. I can show you 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is.
This
capital.
Is our homeworld and the capital of our empire. The planet summary screen, which we are currently looking at, provides an overview of the planet's important statistics and allows us to set a designation if desired, as well as the option to automate the planet.
So, I'm not sure why that's on the bottom left where you really cannot see it because you're looking at everything else. But that's the button I was looking for, among others. So here we see agriculture, mining, generator, and city districts with different amounts of possible expansions. The planet has a district cap that is 13. Usually the planet size would allow 16, but some features of the planet reduce it by 3. These are the buildings that are already existing. And 2 slots are open. At 35 pops. Which is in 3 pops. I hate that. I hate it mostly because they called it population and pops. Anyway, I will get around it somehow. There's a trade value.
Here we see a breakdown of this planet's population, divided into layers or strata.
Why call it 2 different things? Oh man, they are not making it easy, are they? Jobs are people with helmets. Helmet pops. crime is a black pot with shades. Looks like a ninja. Unemployment is a briefcase that is crossed. Hey, T-Bang. Housing. Doesn't look like housing, doesn't look like currency. And amenities, which is happy faces and a note. T-Bang, how are you doing? Welcome. Planet-specific orders. Seize robot assembly. Declare martial law. Discourage planetary growth. Distribute luxury goods. Send artifacts to museum exhibits. Interesting. We've got 2 administrators. No. I don't know what we have. What's this? There are no ruler pops on this planet. There are no specialist pops on this planet. There are no worker pops on this planet. What the hell? The way I see it, we have 32 peeps. Not pops, peeps. And they are here. 21 plus 9 plus 2. And they are all just general population. And it says here, there are 2 working. But if I mouse over this, it says we have no ruler pops on this planet. That is misleading at best. Is the population. If you have non-valutarian population, it will show up here. We are currently growing. There's no migration. We're not assembling population. There's no decline.
This is where we manage all ground forces on this planet. This screen also tracks how much devastation or damage the planet itself has suffered.
Later. We can see the total number of districts. Can we? $16. No, that's the planet size. We cannot. We can see the population. How much food and other resources it produces. Planet production, we can see that. The trade value we can see. We can see if it suffers from low stability. Can we? Yes, stability. Found it. We can assign a governor. Can we? Oh yeah. Pova Redgun. Very busy governing the Valutaria Prime. That's a leader, sort of. So good. Yeah, if I click X, I don't go back to that screen again. A pity. So that's the governor. Here. We may also set a designation if desired and have the option to automate the planet. My planet does not have a specific designation. It can be automated. Planets and sectors. See, and this is where I would have expected to see everything else in the system. That I haven't understood yet. Okay, that's logical. If we go to the outliner, we go to sector, to prime, to the planet. Right, let's see. We have administrative offices with an upkeep of 2, which provide 2 bureaucratic jobs. Bureaucratic jobs. These. A stack of paper. Okay, I can prioritize the jobs. Now that makes more sense. Now that I linked it to the buildings. Whoops. Civilian industries. Artisans here turn minerals into consumer goods. They are up here. They turn minerals into consumer goods. They produce 12 and cost 12. So that's a 1-to-1 transition. We have research labs which produce, for an upkeep of 4 of the consumer goods, 8 of each of the research units. They provide 2 researcher jobs. There's the system here, right? 2 upkeep, 2 jobs for the different factories or producing buildings. They turn minerals into alloys. And 2 minerals make 1 alloy. And we're still gaining. Wow. How are 25 jobs producing minerals? Sorry, how are the jobs producing 25 minerals? We go to the mining station and we see that we don't see. I would guess it produces 5. And then market?
Via the market screen, we can buy and sell resources.
Yeah. Because it says plus 31 up here. I'm very confused. If you click on the resource, you go directly to the market. That's okay. So apparently the planet as such produces minerals. The Empire base produces 20. That, okay. 20 plus 10. And then there's a mining job which gives us a bonus. Go back here. Miners produce for an upkeep of 1 food and 0.2 consumer goods. They produce 6.2 minerals. Okay. Didn't they have done that in a, you know, in a one screen overview? Like planetary production and then... I mean, this is probably what they do mean by that. Left of the double arrow, you see what the use in terms of resources and what they turn it into. But they don't show the food needs here, which is completely beyond me. Planetary features. Now we see what reduces the 16. Industrial wasteland and sprawling slums. We should take care of those, huh? They block different desirable spots here. What's this? Admin. Consumer goods will be turned into administrative capacity. I haven't seen that anywhere else. But administrative capacity will work with the sprawl. Yeah, there you go. So this produces a symbol that I can't really make out. I guess it's this world button here. Researcher jobs? No, that's other research. That's society research. It's not to be played on the TV, I can tell you that already. Even if you go up to 1.5 on the scale. The tiny symbols. There's so much space on this screen and they are not using it. Is there like a help section? Oh, that's an internet browser. Yeah, thank you so much for that. I don't want to browse via Paradox this game. I kind of would like to have you can lock it so that it doesn't. I think the edge scrolling is already going on my nerves. Can't turn it off. I can't lock it in its in its big state. I like to lock it here. Okay. Contacts, situation.
The situation log displays a list of all currently available special projects, archaeology sites, and various other points of interest. New items will likely appear as we begin exploring the galaxy.
See, this symbol I can find again, but the one with the sprawl, that was called administrative capacity. It should be somewhere else. Special projects. Orbiter research mandate. Prime Minister Irshna Lipa was elected on a platform of increasing research output by building research stations in orbit around suitable planets. If we build 4 research stations, we get 6 months worth of Unity. It can unlock traditions and increase our output by building an autochthon monument.
I have important information for you.
Anomaly screen lists all as yet unresearched anomalies. Or none.
The victory screen lists certain conditions that we can strive to fulfill to ensure that the legacy of our star nation will endure for as long as there is intelligent life in the galaxy.
In 300 years, the unidentified empire will win the game. By current rough estimates. So this is a quest, or a mission. 6 research stations, huh? Auto track. Where is it tracking it? Okay, but I think we covered this one. I want to build something. This increases our unity. The upkeep is 2 energy, and it turns 4 consumer goods into society research and unity. Holo theaters increase our amenities. Ah, okay, nice. Research lab. Now we need more minerals for that. So currently I can't build anything. That's why they're all grayed out. You can sort this. Army, unity, and so on. Or all. That's okay. Again, the tiniest symbols available were used in what could be a full screen window. At least I can move it around, not that it does much, but between different planets I could switch here. Fair enough. Can see the blockers and the features. 3 blockers, no rare planetary features. I can terraform it later. Feel free to spin in questions if you're interested, right? Demographics. Political power. Overall happiness is split up between rulers, specialists, and workers. And the grey symbol on the right with the yellow numbers is the political power of that population. And if they have more political power, their happiness counts more towards the total approval rating. If the approval rating is low, you will have reduced stability and may experience more crime. Crime can be reduced from jobs. We have got 1 enforcer who reduces crime by 25. And there's a government skill that reduces it by a further 3. And stability is a mix of Empire Capital, Pacifist, which is where it's the Empire Capital, and Pacifist, that's plus 10. And then the population approval rating, which is 71%. Accumulated, which is 13 plus altogether. And the high stability that we have and that we experience currently gives us immigration pull, trade value, and resources from jobs. From all jobs here, which is good. Overcrowding, low amenities, and crime can lead to a full-scale revolt. Okay. It's crap to navigate. I have to just point it out as a hard fact. It's crap to navigate. If you have ever played Civilization, because that is the game that you need to compare this to, or Everspace. Both games, or all 3 games, it takes a bit until you learn the user interface. But this is unintuitive, and obstruction is what they achieve by putting it in so many tabs. and little windows instead of screens. I like screens. The tabbed windows are cool, but it's not helping. What did I say? Everspace? No, endless space. Sorry, not everspace. Endless space. 1 or 2, take your pick. Obviously, endless space did achieve something nice by using only 3 types of resources, as opposed to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, plus 3 or 4 invisible ones that you don't see up here. You could argue that this is more detailed, but it's just confusing. That's just not doing anything good. And I have not found this yet. The plus into administrative capacity is visible. It makes sense here. I understand it, but it doesn't show up here. It does only show up as a number. They have symbols. That's good. This should have this symbol on it. The little green with the yellow plus sign. That needs to be here. Same for some others. I can't understand stuff like that. So we cannot build yet because we have not enough minerals. Okay. They want research stations. And we're sending our ship outside the system. I'm not sure if that's the best move for the first turn. Now that I think about it. Maybe we should give them new orders. They can assist the research. Survey. Well, it said that our system is already surveyed. Yeah, okay. That's all we can get from our system. Right, so we survey the next one. That's alright. That's alright. Let's see, we can exploit 3 minerals on Russell, 2 energy credits on Terib, 2 engineering research on Junior, a barren world. Wow, that needs terraforming. So we'll construct a mining station on Russell. Cost is 100. Instantly paid out. I go for random. Emre, welcome. I went for random and we got the Velutarians. But the first game is completely of no importance because reasons. Because I'm playing this to learn the user interface and the general workings. Doesn't matter. We're not gonna go into how underpowered they are right now. They have their orders. They have their orders. We know that, right? Because it's really not important which race we're playing because we are learning how the game is displaying information currently. It's not doing the best job. They are pacifists, fanatic egalitarian environmentalists with mining guilds. Quite challenging, I would say. Okay, our fleet. Can be split. Passive. And we can't recruit admirals because that was kind of expensive, right? Yeah, okay. Okay. Now I click on this button. That's the science ship. Now click on this button. That's the construction ship. Okay.
The Policies tab covers government policies, which have wide-ranging effects on how our empire is run.
They are not into war, but I don't think they are super against fighting because they have a fleet. Diplomatic stance is currently expansionist. So they don't live super long. That's the trait they have. My ruler has increasing unity and less edict cost plus longer edict duration. So charismatic and reformer. Let's go back to that policies tab. You can change all these. Liberation wars. So that's what the default is. I'm hopeful that this is the default for this race and not for every race, because liberation wars will not make much sense, right? If you're pacifists. So they're arguing that conflict as a means to an end is a ridiculous concept. It is by nature destructive, destroying what was to be obtained or given room to grow that which was to be destroyed. They are pretty warlike if you you look at the selective orbital bombardment. That should not be a thing for pacifists. Resettlement is prohibited. Peaceful first contact. Open border. Economy is mixed. Wealth creation. Robots are allowed. Refugees. We don't have that yet. Can't do that. Not sure why. Population control is prohibited. Slavery is prohibited. Displacement is allowed. The purge, huh? Yeah, me too. Does that rely on technology? Oh, it could be egalitarian. No, this is only about war and orbital bombardment. We get extra minerals from miners. Like children. Maybe because it's our home world. we don't have any other place? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Wasn't there also... I thought I saw a colony ship, but that's not the case. Huh?
In the Fleet Manager, we can create templates for our military fleets. As our fleets grow in size, these templates make it easier to quickly order replacements for any losses they may have sustained.
Ah, see, that works correctly. That X takes me back here. On this tab, if I click on the governor and exit away, it's gone. It should follow the same logic. Anyway, I'm really good at finding nasty details like that. I do like the music. I just needed it gone for the first bit because otherwise I can't concentrate. So, we have a lot of things to...
On the contact screen, we see a detailed list of all the various empires we have encountered.
We have a lot of things still to look at, but I think we can end our turn. Is it turn-based? No. It's real time with a pause. Can we see our science ship leave the system? Yeah. Okay. Now it's time-based, right? Production is per month. So 1 month has passed. And we have now 31 minerals. Is multiplayer turn-based? Emre, have you tried that? A mining station is being constructed. Cool. Charging warp drive, and they made the journey to Dristmark. Ooh. Class M. Very popular, doesn't support life. Molten. Toxic. Barren. Toxic. Barren. So, we won't have neighbors on that side anytime soon. Let's unpause and see what the science ship is going to do. We still might find resources that we can exploit. Okay, they've got a progress bar. I see.
The technology screen is where we will be directing our research efforts. Technologies are categorized into 3 different fields, with each field typically having 3 available research options.
Physics. Oh. Research speed increase. Society. Planetary unification. Thought we had that already. That's our origin. More research. And engineering. Minerals from jobs. And army damage also. Powered exoskeletons. Yeah, it said it will stay there until researched. It's the starting technology, if you should be wanting to review those. Okay. So those are units down there. Those are our leaders. Gains more XP. Has more research speed. Is able to get much older than the others. Become much older. Okay, we could recruit an admiral now. Or a general. Alright, we'll do that later. What else do we have
The
here?
tradition screen displays the tradition trees available to our empire. A tradition tree must first be adopted before any traditions within it can be unlocked.
Why is it continuing when I press pause? You must adopt a tradition before you can unlock the tradition tree. Costs unity. We need an additional 253 unity before we can unlock this tradition. Adoption effect is food consumption reduced by 10%. Finisher effects. Adopting all harmony traditions will reduce Empire Sprawl from pops by 10%. In addition, we will unlock one Ascension perk slot. Ascension perks are here. Possible to have 8.
The Ascension perks list shows the Ascension perks that we can potentially unlock. Some Ascension perks may have special requirements, like technologies, or having a certain number of already unlocked Ascension perk slots.
Okay. Something to strive for.
The relics screen allows us to view and activate our relics, and also to enact decisions making use of minor artifacts.
Okay, I can see these decisions on that screen as well, but they are not... They're only there for informational purposes. Yeah, we will see about that.
In the expansion planner, we find nearby habitable planets that may present opportunities for colonization. We can build colony ships and issue them orders directly from this screen.
Cool.
Here, empire-wide edicts, practices that can be enforced by spending some of our resources, can be enacted.
We spend influence here. An ethics shift. Right, okay, so science ship is still doing its thing.
Construction complete.
Let the science ship finish. Right, it scans if any of these is habitable. I know they are not. We have this symbol here, construction complete. We can go there directly. Now we're getting 3 minerals from Russell, which is now not over here but over there because it's spinning around. Right, for our situation log, we would need a research station on Junior. That didn't work. Let's try again. Oh, it did work. It got its orders. Huh, okay, fair enough. Let's see. Oh no. Don't. Go. Okay, let's go to our science ship. So from this star we could harvest 4 energy credits. And you can see the auto queue that was built for the ship. Interesting. It went from here to there, to there, to there, and then over here. Oh yeah, it stopped here. Okay. Yeah, this is not the most interesting neighboring system, but I mean it would probably be worse if we had a warlike neighbor. This is our sphere of influence, I would guess. Sensor range. Low. Okay. Well, if we want to build something, we need many minerals. Three city districts, no under construction, and 3 blockers. You enjoyed your time with this game until an aggressive robot faction appeared and bullied you. I understand that. Happens a lot. If I click clear a blocker, it picks a random one. We want more mining districts, so we clear the industrial wasteland. I think that's a good investment. But it's like Civ probably. The first 300 years. No, that's when you win. The first 200 years are really good fun, and the last 100 are very annoying only. Because
Construction complete.
That's when super micromanagement takes over. Right. We get more research from Jinner. Now we have 1 of 4 research stations built. I think we need to exploit all the... Are all the ships black? Yeah. Need to exploit all the resources we have. We know about some other where did I see that?
The faction screen gives an overview of the populace's political leanings. Be aware that shifts in the socio-political climate may give rise to factions.
Here. A species without a home planet, they have full citizenship, but I have no idea who, how, and where they are. Somewhere in the galaxy, apparently, but... I mean... Why do they show up? I don't get it. Civ is like that. You play the first interesting bits and then you move on. Which is okay. So we mine those two.
System survey complete.
Yeah, that's all we can get. Next. I don't know. I just click random race and then default game. It's one of the species in the galaxy, but they have no home planet. Are they like traders? Do the traders have their own like nomads? It's so weird that there's nothing here. Building, building, building. It does share some qualities with Sins of a Solar Empire, doesn't it?
Construction complete.
Oh, look at that. TFBY71. That is like an Elite Dangerous. But maybe we find an Arctic. Not frozen, Arctic. We'll see. Cool. So now we're exploiting all the resources in our home system. Mining stations can only be built in neighboring systems if they are inside our borders, which they're currently not. I would have to build a star base. In my mind, it doesn't make sense just to exploit this. Unless this will be war border, which is it is not. Yeah, okay. So let's check our resources. We have 368. We might be done with the clearing. Ore rich caverns. We have maximum +2 maximum mining districts. So instead of 6, we can now have 8. It still looks like we can have 4, but what do I know? So there's a maximum city district limit that is shared by all the other districts. Before I go there, I want to see what this is. Resource storage. Clerics produce trade value here and amenities. Not clerics, clerks. The job's base production is +3 amenities and +4 trade value. Okay. But we're not a super resource rich bunch, so I'll wait a bit until we can afford one of the other buildings. How's it going here? Not surveyed yet. Have we surveyed this? Yes. Abnormal conditions. Our science ship scans the surface of Tubin 1. It becomes quite clear that we have found something out of the ordinary. Its composition and history provides it with extra materials that we should take opportunity to gather. We will surely come across even more irregularities like this as we survey new planets and should not underestimate the impact on our expansion. I'm cranking. Yeah, 6 is a good number. I mean, if we go back to our home, biggest one we have is 5, but we have 2 5s. So if it's just the 1 6, 2 5s and a 3. We have enough unity to adopt a new tradition. Yay! Harmony. Yes. What? We're completely in the tradition of total harmony. And now we have 10% less food consumption. Should be good, right? We'll see. So, you know, after fighting with the user interface for 1.5 hours, I have a rough idea what's going on. Those are map modifiers. Diplomacy. Opinion. AI attitude. Neighbor map.
As our
routes.
empire grows, trade between our planets will become an increasingly large part of our economy. Starbases with trade hubs collect trade value within their system to be routed to the capital for conversion to energy credits.
Yeah. Oh, that's good to see. 2 energy credits and 6 minerals. Oh, we can build something on our planet now. So this creates 2 culture worker jobs, which increase unity in society research. Because that's what we're all about. We're all about super happiness. And we will just defeat every enemy that comes our way, even the evil robots. No, we will not. The Vey Roplar has discovered a previously unknown strategic resource on Tubin 2, dubbed volatile motes. There. These preternatural particles contain a tremendous amount of energy which could be exploited in energy production as fuel or even as explosives. While we do not yet possess the means to extract this resource, we should seriously consider establishing control over the system for future exploitation. We're happy to exploit. So it's worth it. Construction ship. Starbase. No, okay. Not fully surveyed, but you can go there already. Takes you 90 days anyway. Cool. I think this is a great game. For what it is, right? I expected it to be turn-based. Maybe it's good that it is not. Since there's already Endless Space 1 and 2. Whoop. Yeah, this is a mineral system. 9 plus the volatile modes. How are the researchers doing? 67 months, huh? Uh-huh. I would still say it's pretty much turn-based because you have a per month production. And you can pause every month and see what happened. But yeah. For a Paradox game, it's easy to get into too. I mean, they have a lot of cool stuff going here that I really think is setting it apart far enough from Endless Space and Civilization and the other Paradox games, apparently, to make it good fun. It's not nice and it's not simple. Sorry. From my point of view, this is an overly complex game with an obstructive user interface that nobody spent enough time about thinking about in a way that people who have never played a Paradox game think. If you play this type of game a lot, it might be compared to, but objective perspective, everybody who hasn't played anything in this genre will bounce off this super hard when it's their first contact to the genre. And if you make a game like this, of course you are catering towards the crowd that already knows these games, but I don't think it's super smart to exclude everybody else by not making simple choices that make it much easier for people to understand what's going on. Like if I press F1, I don't see, or the help button, I don't see what I need to see. I go to the wiki, but that's not what new players need. Yeah. How do you want to convince someone with symbols that are on a UI that are already upscaled by 1.2? So tiny on the 25-inch monitor in 2020. I'm sorry, but that's not good. Usability is very, very, very bad. It's pretty impressive graphics-wise, and if you have people who are willing to spend 2 hours to learn the bloody basic controls, they might get into it. I think they are missing out on a lot of people who might actually enjoy playing this by multi-tapped 50 different windows that you can find if you want. And then the windows in themselves are not logically straight. They work in different ways, although they have similar or identical functions that should work identical. And stuff like that, it's... I have no understanding of how that happens in game development. I don't get it. I really don't get it. If you have symbolism, you have to have a page where a player can, and make it F1 because every game makes it F1, or the question mark, where you see all the symbols used in the game with a reference. Civ has this in Civ 6 is very nicely done. It has this big encyclopedia where you have the symbols, the explanations, the history, and all the links to what it does in the game. And here I have to search it manually and make my own mind up because the game is not helping. And I don't understand why. I really don't understand why. This is a cool feature. This one. But if you have this shiny I'm the base button for everything, why not have more tabs here that navigate to the other tabs that make sense, like this one, from where on you could then navigate onward. I don't get it. Absolutely, but in game development, it should be one person. Paradox is not an indie studio that's making the second game ever, right? And the first one was a mobile game where you collect little mushrooms by clicking on them, and the next game is then a 4X super complex ultra game. Sorry, I need to put my foot down here and say it's not nice and it's not simple. I think it has a lot of potential as a game. It has so many cool ideas in it. Like, I like the fact that you have traditions, relics, a very heavy focus compared to other games on social interaction, politics, and interplanetary factions that can more or less have more or less impact. So that system alone is super interesting for me. But it's an obnoxious design choice here. With lots of things. And obviously I understand that it can be easy to overlook, you know, the outside perspective, but can't you hire a person to look at your game and tell you what they think? And then wait 6 months and do it again? That does not cost the world. I don't get it. But on the other hand, they did a pretty decent job of adding Veer to the game, and I did opt out of the tutorial missions, which you can also get.
Tutorial missions and tips are enabled. Building a star empire can be a daunting task. To help get things started, I will be providing instructional missions that cover the basic steps necessary to establish ourselves as a successful interstellar power.
Right, but then I have to listen to all the stuff that Veer says and read the lower half of what he doesn't say, and then I do the missions, and then I'm not doing my own game, which I personally don't like. That's why I didn't go for it. They offer it though. I don't think he's using the symbols in his stuff. He needs to. He needs to do that. But yeah, I think I now know with the medium size.
The vast distances that separate star systems.
If I go for the medium tutorial weight, I already appreciate that they offer you 3 different choices, which is none, a bit, and full. That's cool. But for me, the medium size tutorial worked nicely, and it took me 1.5 hours to understand the very basics. And I might have missed half of what is necessary to know about before you can actually start making informed decisions, which is super important in a game like this. It's not easy to make a tutorial for a game like this, and I should not expect, as much as in roguelikes, for example, to win on my first rodeo. I don't. But I do expect to sort of find logic in a game that's a lot about interconnecting and overlapping systems. But if you're playing games in this genre a lot, this one might seem simple. I don't think it does, but it might. But yeah, the mix of, what's it called here? Traditions, relics, edicts, policies, and interplanetary or inter-empire factions. That is really cool. I think that is what makes it stand out from my point of view. Because the rest is just, you know, resource management and then empire management and then winning the war. It would be interesting, for example, to see how peaceful you can win. So this faction is probably for later. But the fact that there are a multitude, let's go back to the main menu. The fact that there are a multitude of factions that seem to be not warlike. These are militaristic fungi, right? So, but we had these. Here. Fanatic pacifists. Pacifist. Then we have the militaristic idiots here. Xenophile. the fighters, the the weird-looking people, the deviants. Shadow Council. Nice. The Divine Empire of authoritarian spiritualists. So you know, I think these are all very, very cool, cool starting races here. But going for random was good fun, right? We were a humanoid Arctic, short-lived pacifist species who were all about unity, and that is nearly like playing RimWorld already, you know. I think there's a bit of storytelling device in this. It depends on how many zealous robots you have around you that want to kill you all the time, and your means of avoiding that by doing actual politics, which would make this game ginormously awesome. But I can't judge that today, obviously, that's impossible. So, let's see, what do they offer here? Utopia. New Ascension perks, megastructures, hive mind, and stuff. Apocalypse, warfare, prosper and profit. So these are all DLCs that add quite something to the game, actually. Recommended in unison with these. That's the paradox scheme. Live death to the fullest? Seriously? Bigger and bolder. The wordplay is cringy. Humanoid portraits, humanoid ship sets, cityscapes, and new advisory. See, that's one DLC that I would not get. That's boring. But the others seem to add a lot. Ooh. It's just cosmetic. What I don't like is seeing DLC stuff in my base game pop up, like the Juggernaut. I could see that it was red, in red letters. I don't like it shoved down my throat so much. I think it's fair if they market it here. And they also recommend the combination, which is also fair. But putting it in the base game, nah. Boo. There are multiplayer games with up to 32 people. Modded. Okay. The game has mod support. Has a workshop. Civic Pack. The Fallen Republic. Let's see, most subscribed. User interface overhaul 1080p plus. That's the first one I would subscribe to. Yeah. I wouldn't play this in multiplayer. It could absolutely correct. It could be really interesting. I think in multiplayer it's a bit different. Let's see. We can host a new game. And we can set a password. And then we can call it test. 'Test. 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 ' Nemo Land. And then I could host. And then I can set the rules. And I'm gonna look for game speed or something. You can set the mid-game start here. The end game start year. So it takes until 100 years for the mid game to start, and then another 100 for the end game, and the victory year is 2500 in the base game. You could make it off. There's no automatic victory here, which means you would play as long as it takes. This says as soon as one reaches a victory condition, they win. I would guess you could save, yeah. But it might be much quicker than Civ, because it's not turn-based, and I don't think you can pause the multiplayer.
The situation log displays a list of all currently available special projects, archaeology sites, and their...
Would you shut up? It's paused. So this is me and all the AI, and everything's visible. I don't know what this is. Yeah, okay. I think I'm done for today. I wasn't AI only, I was in the game as well. But it could be that you can simulate a galaxy. Hey, Chaos, welcome. We just had a look at Stellaris. I'm half impressed and half